This is the Sakar Murli of the 23rd of December 2023. Essence. Sweet children, always remember your surname. You are godly children, and your clan is the godly clan. You are even more elevated than the deities, and so your manners have to be very royal. Question. The Father had made you children into oceans of love, similar to himself. What indicates that? Answer. You children became as loving as the Father, for this is why everyone loves the images of your memorials. They continue to look at them with love. Lakshmi and Narayan are always cheerful and smiling. You know that Baba is now making you very, very sweet with this knowledge and yoga. Let the jewels of knowledge constantly emerge from your lips. Song. You are the ocean of love. We thirst for one drop. Om Shanti. In whose praise do they sing, you are the ocean of love? It is not the praise of a human being. It is said you are the ocean of love, the ocean of peace and purity. You are now becoming pure. There are many who don't get married. There are many who remain pure without becoming sannyasis. It is also remembered that someone wanted to receive knowledge while living at home like Janak. There is the history and the stories of that. Someone said, someone should give me the knowledge of Brahm. In fact, he should have said the knowledge of Brahma. The Supreme Father, the Supreme Soul, comes and gives this knowledge to Brahma Kumaris and Kumaris through Brahma. You know that at this time your surname is Brahma Kumaris and Kumaris, and that you are godly children. Generally, everyone says that he or she is a child of God. So surely you are all brothers. And so none of you can call yourself the Father. There is not a fatherhood, so it is called a brotherhood. Firstly, you call yourselves Brahma Kumaris and Kumaris, and secondly, the ones whose sons and daughters you are called Mama and Baba. You children know that you are Brahma Kumaris and Kumaris, the grandsons and granddaughters of Shiv Baba. Everyone in Bharat studies many scriptures, the Vedas and Puranas. There is the Srimad Bhagavad Gita, the mother, the jewel of all scriptures. The golden age is established through the Gita. The ocean of knowledge, the Supreme Soul, gave the knowledge of the Gita. All of you rivers of knowledge have emerged from the ocean of knowledge. You cannot receive knowledge from the water of the Ganges to make you pure. To receive salvation means to become pure. This is a tamo-pradhan impure world. If you became pure, where would you stay? Because you cannot return home. That is not the law. Everyone has to take rebirth and become tamo-pradhan. The Father is the ocean of knowledge. You are listening to this in a practical way. No one can copy this. Although there are many who say that they give the same knowledge, that is not true. Here, whoever receives this knowledge is then called a Brahma Kumar or Kumari. There isn't any other organisation where they would be called Brahma Kumaris and Kumaris. Although they also wear the same dress, how can they say they are the children of Brahma? I have given this one the name of Brahma. I sit here and explain to him. He also tells you, you Brahma Kumars and Kumaris do not know your own births. I know them. Now at the confluence age, the feet and the top knot come together, and through this the old world changes and becomes new. There are the golden, silver, copper and iron ages. The world continues to grow. It is now the end. This world has to change and become new. The Father comes and makes you Trikaldashi. He is the ocean of love, and so he would definitely make you just as loving. Look at how much attraction there is in Lakshmi and Narayan. You wouldn't see Rama and Sita with such cheerful smiling faces as you would with Lakshmi and Narayan. You experience happiness on seeing the picture of Lakshmi and Narayan. There wouldn't be as much happiness experienced on going to the temple of Radha and Krishna. Lakshmi and Narayan have the fortune of their kingdom. The world doesn't know about these things. You know that Baba is making you very sweet. Lakshmi or Narayan would not be called the ocean of knowledge. They became like that through this knowledge and yoga. You are now becoming like them. People want the world to become one, for there to be one kingdom. They remind you that there definitely was one kingdom at some time. However, it isn't that everyone will become united and become one, no. There are very few human beings there. You understand that you are God's children. They say that God is present everywhere. However, it is souls that are present everywhere. Souls are omnipresent. There is a soul in everyone. It isn't that God is in everyone. So what is the purpose of making them take that oath? If God is in them, in whose name are they taking the oath? If we perform wrong actions, God will punish us. If there is God in everyone, there is no purpose in taking the oath. You are now in corporeal forms. A soul cannot be seen with these eyes. So how can you see God? You feel that there is a soul in you. People say that they want a vision of God. But since it is not possible to see a soul, how could you see God? It is souls that become pure and charitable souls or sinful souls. At this time all are sinful souls. You had performed a lot of charity. You had surrendered your bodies, minds and wealth to the Father. You are now becoming charitable souls from sinful souls. You surrender your bodies, minds and wealth to Shiv Baba. This one surrendered everything. He gave his body too for true service. He gave everything to the mothers and made them trustees. The mothers had to be made to go ahead. The mothers came and took refuge with him, and so how were they to be looked after? He had to surrender to the mothers. The Father says salutations to the mothers. The meaning of being present everywhere has also been explained to you. Souls call out, O God the Father. But they don't know which Father souls are calling out to. They don't understand it. You are becoming Lakshmi and Narayan. People love them so much. They are called Her Holiness and His Holiness. You say that you now belong to the godly clan and that you previously belonged to the devilish clan. The surname of Brahmins is God's children. Babu Gandhiji wanted there to be the kingdom of Rama, that there should be a new kingdom in New Bharat, for there to be a world almighty authority government. Only the unlimited Father can create that. The Father says, I am the world almighty authority. I am the highest on high, the incorporeal one. Brahma, Vishnu and Shankar are my creation. Bharat was Shivalay and completely viceless, whereas it is now completely vicious. They don't know that it is here that you become completely viceless. They want there to be one world and one almighty authority kingdom. The Supreme Soul is establishing that one world almighty authority deity kingdom of Lakshmi and Narayan. The destruction of everyone else is just ahead. Let there be that much intoxication. When you go home from here, you become unconscious. There is the story of the life-giving herb. However, it is the herb of knowledge of man above. When you become body conscious, you are slapped by Maya. You won't be slapped when you become soul conscious. We are claiming the inheritance from Shiv Baba. This is the final birth of Brahma. He too is claiming the inheritance. Deity, world sovereignty is your godfatherly birthright. You children should have divine manners. You Brahmins are even more elevated than the deities. You should speak very sweetly. You have to speak to give lectures, but you mustn't engage yourself in wasteful matters. Constantly let jewels emerge from your lips. Although you have those physical eyes, only see heaven and the incorporeal world. It is you souls that receive an eye of knowledge. You souls study through the organs. Each of you has received a third eye of knowledge, just as you have a wisdom tooth. The Father gives the inheritance to Brahmins and not to Shudras. It is you souls that receive the third eye. You cannot differentiate between right and wrong unless you have a third eye. Ravan makes you follow the wrong path, and the Father makes you follow the right path. You must constantly pick up virtues from one another. You mustn't pick up defects instead of virtues. Look at Dr. Nirmala. She has such a sweet nature. She is peaceful. One should learn from her how to speak less. She is a very sensible and sweet child. One has to have the royalty of sitting down peacefully. It shouldn't be that you have remembrance for a little time and that you then forget for the rest of the day. You also have to practice this. You receive strength by remembering the Father. The Father also becomes pleased. When someone with such a stage looks at someone else, he would immediately make him bodiless. They become bodiless and peaceful. Simply to sit in peace is not real happiness, that is temporary happiness. If you sit down in silence, how would you be able to perform actions? Your sins will be absolved by having yoga. There cannot be real peace and happiness here. Here, everything is temporary. Acha. To the sweetest beloved, long lost and now found children, love, remembrance and good morning from the Mother, the Father, Bapdada. The spiritual Father says Namaste to the spiritual children, and the spiritual children say Namaste to the spiritual Father. Now we have a night class. Nowadays, most people have conferences about how there can be peace in the world. You should tell them, look, in the Golden Age, there was just the one religion and one kingdom. It was an undivided kingdom. There was no other religion for there to be any conflict. That was the kingdom of Rama. Only then was there peace in the world. You want there to be peace in the world. That was in the Golden Age. Later, when there were many religions, there was peacelessness. However, you have to beat your head until someone understands. As you progress further, this will be printed in the papers, and then the ears of those sannyasis will open. You children are guaranteed that your kingdom is being established. You have this intoxication. Many people will come when they see the splendour of the museum. They will go inside and be amazed. They will listen to new explanations when they see the new pictures. You children know that yoga is for liberation and liberation in life. No human being can teach it. You also have to write. No one, apart from the Supreme Father, the Supreme Soul, can teach yoga for liberation or liberation in life. The bestower of salvation for all is the One. This should be written very clearly. Let people read it. What do sannyasis teach? They speak of yoga all the time, but none of them can in fact teach yoga. There is praise of just the One. It is the task of the Father alone to establish peace in the world and to give liberation and liberation in life. You should churn the ocean of knowledge in this way and explain the points. You should write them in such a way that people feel that this is right. This world has to change. This is the land of death. The new world is called the land of immortality. It is a wonder how people remain immortal in the land of immortality. There they have long lifespans and they leave their bodies naturally when it is time, just as you would change your dress. All of these things have to be explained. Acha. To the sweetest spiritual children, love, remembrance, good night and namaste from the spiritual father and Dada. Essence for Dana. 1. Make your nature very sweet and peaceful. Speak very little and with royalty. 2. Remain a trustee of your body, mind and wealth, just like Father Brahma did. Blessing. May you be a Mahavir who is able to pass in every adverse situation in a second with the powers of knowledge and yoga. A Mahavir means to be a constant light and might house. Knowledge is light and yoga is might. Those who are full of these powers are able to pass in every adverse situation in a second. If you develop the sanskar of not passing at the right time, that sanskar will then not allow you to pass fully in the final moments. Those who pass fully at the right time are said to have passed with honours. Even Dharamraj honours such souls. Slogan. Burn the seed of vices in the fire of yoga, and you will not be deceived at any time. Om Shanti.